Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Erai Beckmann, your host for ConsciousVitality.com. The purpose of our site is to empower you with the best information, products, and services to help you live your ideal life with awareness, vitality, and purpose. And today we have the honor of speaking with Anurag Gupta, who you can see on the other side of the screen, as well as my friend, Michele Labelle. Hi. Good morning, Anurag.
Morning.
So today we're here with Anurag and Michele because they're going to share with us a little bit about their upcoming workshop here in British Columbia. It's entitled Sweet Nothing. It looks to be an amazing program where Michele and Anurag are going to be creating some very transformational opportunities in all of the participants of this workshop. And I was so excited when I first heard about it. I wanted to interview them, to take the opportunity for them to share with you some of the real tangible benefits and value that you could take away from this workshop if it was something that you wanted to attend. But not only just that, this isn't just an opportunity for us to pitch you on their event, but Anurag and Michele have so much value to share with you that today they're going to share with you some real tangible to-dos that you can take away and implement into your life right away. All right? And at the very end, make sure to stay tuned to the very end because my friend Michele is going to guide us all through a transformative breathing exercise. And having known Michele now for a number of years, it'll be something that not only will you be able to implement in this very interview, but you'll also be able to take it with you and implement it throughout your day-to-day life, experiencing more inner peace, calming, comfort, and ideally, the whole goal of our site here is bliss. So thank you very much for being on the show today, Michele and Anurag.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you guys are welcome. So Anurag, we can provide a condensed version of your bio because there's so very much that you've done, there's so much that you've achieved, and I'm sure everyone here listening would love to find out a little bit more about what you've done.
All right, great. Well, I was born in India, grew up in Ontario, and I spent my first few years after university developing a number of businesses as an entrepreneur. And towards the end of that, my sister introduced me to some of the world of personal transformation, human development, and I dove into it. I was blown away by the impact that could be made for human beings, and I ended up immersing myself in that world. Spend over a decade doing that work, delivering personal transformation to people. Work with about 30,000 people over 4 continents, and at the end of it, became profoundly interested in producing a breakthrough implementation of that in the world. I saw amazing impact be made with people, and it was like, wow, this is a no-brainer, but how do we get it out in the world? And the major transition that I had was to let go of any kind of position around it, like what's good or bad or right or wrong. Here it is, the fundamental thing, and it's all about the sweet nothing, the space of nothing, which is the world of all schools of thought and enlightenment and transformation. It's a world of getting to nothing, and there is no world of judgment. And I actually got that it's the world of creating for people something just absolutely right in front of them makes life better, right? And creating it in a way that, whether it's immersed in, gives you more of what you want in your business, in your day-to-day life, your vitality, your health, enjoying yourself more. And instead of trying to change people, is to actually have people be the way they are, give them what they want, and have that be the vehicle for transitioning into life at the highest level.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So that's what I'm hearing you say, is that there's going to be a great opportunity for everyone that would have the potential to be in attendance at your workshop, Sweet Nothing, which, before we get too further in, let's just be very clear in the details for all of you that are watching this, because it's time sensitive, the workshop, if you wish to attend it. It's happening on November 16th, 2012 to the 18th. It starts on Friday at 6 p.m., and it will go until Sunday at 6 p.m. It's happening at the Brew Creek Center, which is just about 20 minutes south of Whistler, which is absolutely beautiful. Just the drive up there alone. For anyone watching this that's not from Canada or that is not familiar with this area, just going on a drive from Vancouver to Whistler, it's one of the greatest experiences in nature that I've experienced. And when driving. And you'll enjoy a fully catered weekend with a beautiful vegetarian menu. It's the rooms and the facilities are just are exquisite, as Michele was sharing with me. And I'm looking right now at some photos. I know you guys won't be able to see it. I'll show you. This is the flyer. It's got kind of my notes on it. But the location that they're using is just going to be amazing. And you can register for this at regonline.ca/sweetnothing. And don't worry about that because I'll put that link below as well, this video, if you weren't able to get that. So, Michele, why don't you share with us a little bit about who you are and your background?
Great, thanks, Erai. So my background originally came from the medical field. So I used to be a respiratory therapist for about 16 years. And, after working night shift and working in acute care in the intensive care unit, I knew that I needed to do something. My body was telling me I needed more because I was having, in a way, some kind of breakdown. So I ended up going to California and I did a yoga training with Synergy Yoga, and then I did another yoga training here in Vancouver with Sandra Sammartino. And doing yoga and coming back to that place where I can have an ability to stay grounded and find a focus of my breath have given me the best tools that I can deal with any situation in my life. And an example is, I've dealt with pretty acute situations my whole life. Saving people's lives was my thing to do. So now instead of putting people on ventilators, I teach them how to breathe.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Isn't that interesting? So from respiratory therapy, which, is obviously it's fully immersed in the medical world, seeing all these people having problems with their breathing, you then transformed into something definitely from the Eastern world, a science that's been around for thousands of years, tens of thousands, like over 10,000 years, and now you're helping people empower themselves through that. But not only that, you yourself had the experience within yourself of the power and the benefit that this practice brought to your own life. Tremendous. Yeah, and so for everyone here watching this on ConsciousVitality.com, one of the most transformative and powerful experiences as well that I had in my life, and one of the reasons I'm really excited as well for Michele's guided exercise, is breathing, and it is breath. It is the sweet nothing, as Anurag mentioned at the beginning. And that is something that's so profound and yet so simple that I'm sure the three of us can agree. It's something that's beyond words. We can't really explain it in words to the extent that ideally, we would invite you to experience. Because really being able to center ourselves, grounding ourselves, breathing, it's so simple. And yet, for me, it removed a day-to-day stress that I had as an underlying current throughout my whole life that I wasn't even aware of. Just being able to center myself, concentrated, focused, inward breathing, like you're going to be able to share. And like, obviously, Michele, you'll be going into much greater detail during your event. It's truly life-changing. So, Anurag, maybe could you share with us some principles maybe that you'll be expounding for your portion of this workshop, this event, right now, that myself and those listening could take away with us and actually go away and implement in our own lives? Maybe we can take some notes. I've got a pen here that Michele has so graciously donated to me, and I'd love to take some notes as well, and I'm sure everyone listening would love to as well.
Sure. Well, let me take a quick cut at what I believe to be one of the most foundational principles of my work, but let me start with referencing nothing, because nothing is very underrated from my perspective, right? Because right, what's it like when you got like nothing going on, right? When your mind is like quiet, right?
Yeah.
When there's like nothing wrong with the world, right? There's like nothing in the way. That's just nothing is brilliant.
The first time, if I when I was younger, and I would have said that would be horrible. It'd be like torturous.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. I have to keep moving. I have to keep getting. I must be restless.
Yeah.
Let me check my phone while you're talking.
Exactly. And the thing is that what people mistake is that the being at the heart and source of nothing doesn't mean that you don't do anything. But if you do, it's such a it's like all right, what's something that you like love to engage in, or a sport that you really enjoy?
Well, let's say soccer. Love soccer.
Right. So part of the joy of it is that when you're in the moment of the best moment of the game, there's like nothing else going on, and there's like nothing in your head. You're just like present. And it doesn't mean that oh, don't just sit around and do nothing, but there is, it's such a pristine moment. There's nothing else that you want. You know, there it is. There's nothing more going on in your head. There's nothing else that you want. There's nothing wrong with the world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that. So that's what I mean by the unmitigated pursuit of nothing, as it were.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like it's almost as if because I'm enjoying myself so very much in the moment.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be this activity that we're describing in soccer. My mind isn't constantly searching for other things maybe that I have or don't have,
Yeah.
things that are maybe stressing me out in my life or that are problematic. I'm just so centered, I'm so focused, enjoying myself in the present moment, that it's really this maximum joy. And it sounds like, Anurag, there's a whole wellspring of knowledge that we're just starting to tap into.
That's right.
That you can help us become more aware of and how we'd implement that in the rest of our life.
Absolutely. You know, one of our questions is, what if you wanted nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if you had a life free of wants?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you don't play, but what if then there's no future that you're waiting for that's going to be better than where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you one of the things that's a critical aspect that it does actually help if you write this down.
Okay.
So, you know, one of the most foundational pieces, and I spent over a decade developing this, is that, you know, if mostly people are trying to get the most out of life. You notice, you know, I'm trying to get the most out of life. It seems like it makes sense. Actually, there's a lot of people who are just trying to survive, and the more conscious people are thinking, oh, I must get the most out of life. It's important, right? And most people are relating that's the highest state of fulfillment. And I'm actually going to say, consider that, and if you were to make a heading on the left side of the page, consider that getting the most out of life is the world of consuming.
Okay, consuming.
Consuming is a title, and underneath it, I would say consuming is the world of gratification, relief, distraction, and reacting. So underneath consuming, everybody, I would invite you to write down these four experiences: distraction, relief, gratification, distraction, relief, and reacting. This is the world of consuming. I'm going to say that most, if not all, of our adult life is in this world of consuming. Mm-hmm. But what's the alternative? So beside consuming, it would write creating.
Okay.
Creating is the alternative. And underneath creating, I would write satisfaction. Satisfaction is distinct from gratification. Gratification, you get that hit, and then it's gone, and it's empty.
Yeah.
Satisfaction is that deep-seated sense, like, man, that was an awesome workout, right? Or, I gave it everything. Mm-hmm. Satisfaction, joy underneath that, mm-hmm. expression, and freedom. So creating is satisfaction, joy, expression, freedom. And I could describe more of both, but that gives you a sense. So mm-hmm. Here's examples. I've done this everything from organizationally and with businesses all the way to individuals, everything in every aspect of your personal life. I'm going to use 4 quick examples to illustrate it, so it makes complete sense to you. Okay.
Okay, so it gives us some context.
Exactly. So, wonderful. In an organization, a business, a project, when people start it, everybody has experience. Like there's all this juice at the beginning, and then it kind of fades. What happened to that? So at the beginning, people were creating, right? They had passion and joy. They didn't even care how hard they worked. When a company was a startup, companies talk about having that startup energy. Then what happened? Well, it got successful. People started getting money to consume instead of keeping creating. Mm-hmm. Saying don't spend money, but you can't stop creating. Or people get overwhelmed and they start reacting to it, and they go, oh, the project becomes something to resent because now you've set it up and you got to do this, and it's requiring from you, right? You're just reacting, and all that creative energy goes out of it, and you don't understand what happened. That's like a project. Let's go use personally, like just you as a human being. One of the biggest thing that all of my work has been about is to what would give people access to living just the most exuberantly joyful, hilarious, fun life imaginable. That's the only purpose of all of this. Forget everything else.
It's reasonable.
Well, here's the thing. We have this thing from extensive scientific research we've done. We discovered be miserable, die. Be kind of okay, die. Be outrageously joyful, and then die. So as far as we can tell, call your shot. Right? So
yeah.
the whole thing was just okay. So here's I studied examples of people experience the most joy and magic. One of them is when people are like madly in love, right? And they're
Yeah.
whoa, and they're like kind of googly eyed and always like staring off into each other's eyes and all so happy. So I would ask people like that, okay, why are you so happy? Why is it so great? Why is it so magical? And they go, well, because I'm in love. I said, when did it start? Well, when I met this person. And so they eventually say, well, it's because this person's in my life that it's so magical, right? So I go, okay, but if that's really because of the other person, how come they're still there when it's not magical anymore, right?
Mm.
To check the best before date, we'll feel. So what we distinguish and we notice is that as long as you are using the relationship to create, and what I mean create, making an effort to create, to bring into existence that which wasn't going to happen otherwise, right? You go, oh, what can I do? Can I buy them something? Can I create something? Can I take care of them in particular? You know, you want to generate something. And when you're using that as an environment to create, to think, to generate, it makes you alive and vibrant. The moment you stop creating, you just show up wanting gratification or your relief or distraction or you're reacting to them. Okay, so, you know, what you'll find is that when you take the time to generate and create something that wasn't going to happen, it forces you to be present, right? Alive, conscious, you know, creating. It's even why, say, when you're playing soccer, is you can't be in your head, right? You're present. That's why it's so invigorating. You're actually not sitting around talking to yourself. So when your intention is out in the world, consuming is what can I get from life. Creating is what can I give to life. And it's not about sacrificing. It's about generating. It's about playing. It's about creating. So, you know, I even remember times sitting in the backyard with my friends, having a beer when I was broken in college, coming up with ideas for a business, riffing off each other, you know, or an idea for a party, you know, just creating. So, you know, that juicy moment, there's nothing like it, right? The highest level of consuming will never be as satisfying as even the lowest level of creating.
Okay.
Creating anything. You can only create from nothing. Anything else is a reaction to something. That's why nothing is so important. You don't play soccer because there's something wrong and you have to fix it. You don't go skiing. You don't, you know, because there's something wrong. The stuff that you love and get the most joy of, you do it because you do it, not because of something else. It's a pure creation. So if you brought creating back to your relationship, boom, we can keep alive that honeymoon experience of life in anything as long as you want, if you're willing to learn how and do the work.
Cool.
Right? And I give you, and just to round it out for people, two rather quick examples so they can really get it. You know, when people they go to a great holiday with a bunch of people, a beach house, a ski chalet, it was the best time they ever had. Often people will try to make everybody do the same week, the same time, the same place, same again, and they show up again, and it's not the same. You're like, where was the magic? You had to create. If you show
Where did it go?
But Ted?
I was just saying, like, where did it go? I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, because it's not there. You were either creating, and if you don't show up creating, expecting it to be there, it's not there. You know, people, you move to a new city, you have no knowledge. It's fresh, it's alive, right? You're creating your relationship with, you're creating a body of knowledge. People create a body of knowledge, and then they start consuming that body of knowledge. They stop exploring, and that shine goes away. Now they're just a team, and they don't realize that. And I'll tell people, sometimes I tell CEOs of really big companies, I say, you know what, your assignment is drive home from work a different way every single day. And they go, that's stupid. And then 4 days later, they'll go, it's amazing. I had no idea what was in the neighborhood, right? Because they're suddenly forced to be aware, conscious. It's like, oh, you can drive home for 20 minutes at 100 kilometers per hour in 2 tons of metal that could kill people, and you don't even remember the drive, right? So it's about simply creating, slowing down, being present. You know, I will talk about this for hours. But you can get access to something. You can map your whole life into this. You'll actually see. And then, you know, that we're going to connect it to the world of how to give people access to being free of wants. As you'll discover the world of what I call the false wants, the things that you think when you get them, then you'll be happy. We've all done that. You have garages full of that stuff. And it's about understanding that the stuff you think you'll get happiness from, letting all of that go and discovering what are the few things that you really will create life with. What are those important things and getting honed down to them. and then actually getting all that space and clutter out of your life, and just having the few things in front of you with which you will create life.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty exciting. So basically, if I'm understanding you correctly, just a brief recap, we're going to become aware, and the participants of this workshop, Sweet Nothing, coming up on November the 16th to the 18th at Brew Creek Center. Check it out on Facebook, Sweet Nothing, or regonline.ca/Sweet Nothing, are going to have the opportunity to be present, to figure out and recognize the areas of our life that may have become monotonous, that may have become more restless, that may have become less creative, that have become more consuming, left side of the page versus creating. And just by implementing this creating process, it's going to bring in ever new circumstances. It's going to bring in more satisfaction, ideally more joy, greater experiences, and a greater overall sense of freedom.
Yeah. I'm going to add
pretty valuable.
One thing, that the purpose of all this is simply just have more fun. So I just caution everybody, if you're going to take this stuff really seriously, don't come.
It's good. No, it's good. It's good.
And it's because
we
have to be having fun.
Right. Listen, I got to tell you, why are people working on doing this, making more money, even coming to the retreat or learning this stuff or all of that stuff, ultimately to enjoy their life more, right? So what we want to do is go straight to enjoying your life more, like straight to it, versus trying to do 40 other things then have you enjoy life more. And it's like what, man, it is going to be, it's irreverent. It's to take all the significance out of things, and it is to be able to laugh at everything. So this is, because sometimes people can hear what I'm saying, oh, that's really cool, and come right into it. You should know that the fundamental purpose is to lighten you the hell up.
Awesome. And I love your candor. I love that you're very forthright. You're very dynamic, but you're also going to just tell it like it is. And so one of the tangible to-dos that we can take away from it right now, I'm going to do this, is we can even just change up the route that we drive to and from maybe work, maybe back from work, back to home, change it up. And for everyone listening to this, obviously, before Conscious Vitality, I was involved in the other science-based health publishing company that I founded, The Future of Health Now. And in that, and in Conscious Vitality as well, we're integrating a lot of hard science from the West. And just so everyone's aware, everyone who's listening to this, everything that Anurag just shared with us is 100% in alignment with the most cutting-edge neuroscience research. So just by basically filling your life with more fun, changing things up, being more creative, which obviously Anurag and Michele are going to evolve on far more so than he could possibly in just the last 10 minutes, you're actually going to be reversing your aging, scientifically proven. You're going to be helping yourself prevent the onset in the future of things like Alzheimer's, cognitive decline, dementia. You're actually getting smarter. Your memory increases as you create all these new neurosynaptic connections. Otherwise, it's termed as brain plasticity. So there's fundamental roots in everything that Anurag is just saying in hard science, clinically validated data from the most prestigious institutions in the world. But also one of the things that I'm really a big proponent of here at Conscious Vitality isn't just clinically valid data. It's evidence-based information. It's evidence-based. What that means is that Anurag isn't making this up. I want everyone to know at this point in time in the interview that Anurag has done this work with tens of thousands of people, and he's helped them transition and transform their lives. And my beautiful friend here, Michele Labelle, has also helped many, many people in their lives. She is an amazing transformer through the divine art of yoga. And fun. And Michele, now why don't you share with us a little bit about maybe some of the things that you're going to help all the participants in Sweet Nothing to experience?
Awesome. So one of the things that I wanted to share was, creating retreats, whether they're local or I've created retreats internationally. So I've done 2 yoga retreats in India.
Yeah.
And I did a retreat in Tahiti for November 11/11, and 2013 will be Bali on my list, so on my radar. Could be on your radar too, to have a lot of fun. And when you get outside of your normal everyday element of being at home, doing your normal routine, and you go into a place of nature. And Brew Creek Center is surrounded by amazing trees in this beautiful forest. The room where we'll actually do the yoga and Anurag's work is a beautiful room in glass, beautiful windows in absolute nature with skylights. So like Erai was saying, when you practice yoga, you're basically shifting the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain and increasing the neural pathways. When you're increasing neural pathways and doing the work that Anurag is going to be sharing with us, those synaptic experiences and connections that happen make you smarter, and that's where you start having basically little mini opportunities of creativity like you never had access before. Mm-hmm. So with the yoga and breath work, and we'll have some movement with some amazing music.
Awesome.
And when you shake your body, it's like a reset button. Mm. So resetting your life to have more fun, like who wouldn't want to do that?
Who wouldn't want to do that? So, and this is a real beautiful dynamic that you guys are both bringing to the table, because Anurag's work is very transformative, but it's very intellectual. It's I'm sure there'll be guided exercises, and then with Michele incorporating the movement, actually the most cutting edge neuroscience is now just discovering ultimately what yoga has told us for 13,000 years, what the Vedas have shared with us, which is movement, while paying attention to feeling, is basically one of the greatest things we can do to help really not only produce transformative results or insights, as you were saying, these realizations in the moment, but also long term. So one of the reasons I was also really excited to share with everyone watching this about this opportunity is because, unlike most seminars where you would go and you'd just be motivated, you just feel enthusiastic and you go, wow, I learned this amazing stuff, and then you go back into your day-to-day life, and you probably, you'll do your utmost to incorporate it, but the data out there shows that the integration long-term kind of peters out, unfortunately. But with what Michele and Anurag are sharing with you, you're going to be able to actually integrate that much longer. Is my goal, and I know that that's their intention. So
I'll promise you'll be able to take 5 basic, easy postures to do that you could do first thing in the morning, and it'll take you 5 minutes. And then the other key is, one of my passions is teaching yoga to teenagers in adolescent mental health, and just started a program in an alcohol and drug rehab program. In one class last week, one of the clients that was there, when I went back on Sunday, I said, has anyone used what I shared? And she said she had a meltdown on Thursday, and she was able to come back within seconds to be able to use what I'm going to be guiding you in a little bit, to come back to her breath, and she was able to bring herself back and ground herself to be able to deal with the situation.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so in a drug, and that was in the drug rehabilitation center? Wow. So the drug is this a recovery center? Like they're just coming? Wow. So this is profound. So if you're listening to this, regardless of what situations you're going through in your life, they could be, you're going through the routine of your life and you're doing your utmost to integrate more joy, less stress. Well, Michele had just showed us potentially the very opposite polarity of maybe human experiences, which are just recovering from these really severe addictions, virtually no control whatsoever in our life. And in just one session, after having had one session, an individual is able to integrate it. Yeah. Obviously, that's one experience. Hopefully that'll be long-term. My personal experience has been that the yoga that Michele teaches and the philosophies and the science, it really is a science, and it's integrative, and it can actually last for long periods of time. It's not just random results. So Michele, would you want to guide us through maybe the exercise? We've got another 5 minutes here.
Yep, awesome. Wonderful. So what I'd like you to do is sit down.
This includes you, Anurag. There you go.
Place your feet flat on the floor.
Okay, I'm going to do it too, along with everyone.
And then just shrug your shoulders. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and then exhale, relax. Take a big breath in, shrug in, and up. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, relax. Good. Roll your right ear over the right shoulder. And then roll your head forward, chin to chest. And then left ear over the left shoulder. And then go side to side. Just letting your head rolling forward from side to side. And then come up. So your chin is parallel to the floor. And turn your palms facing up, close your eyes. So imagine yourself in a very serene, or one of your most favorite places, somewhere on a holiday, on a beach or in a forest. Take a nice big breath in, inhale. Exhale, let it go with a sigh. Let it go. 2 more breaths. Inhale, start from the belly, expand in the diaphragm, breathe up to the shoulders. Exhale, release and empty and let go. 1 more breath. Inhale, belly. Expand in the diaphragm. Breathe all the way up to the shoulders. Exhale it out through your mouth. Good. What I'd like you to focus on right now is your breath just below your nostrils and above your upper lip. Feel the coolness of your breath as you breathe in. As you exhale, feel the warmth. Every time you come back to your breath, inhale, feel the coolness, and then exhale, feel the warmth. And bring your attention at the point between your nostrils and your upper lip. Now think of a place, again, where you were on holidays or you felt so amazing. You can even put a little smile on your face. What were you wearing? Who were you with? What were you feeling? And keep coming back to that place in your breath and ground through your feet. Imagine you're rooting below your feet, connecting into the earth of wherever you were on that amazing holiday or that place where you feel the most at peace. Soften in your shoulders just a little bit more. And then relax through your shoulders and let anything that no longer serves you melt away from your shoulders. So at any time during the day, whenever you need to have a little bit of a mental break, come back to just even 2 minutes of doing this. Keep grounding through your feet and soften through your shoulders even more. And soften in your chest. Breathe in nice, cool energy all the way down your spine, and then exhale and let go. Now bring one thing that you're grateful for today. What is it that you're grateful for? Very, very, very good work. Now inhale and exhale and let it go. And then bring your palms together and rub your hands so your hands get nice and warm. Rub them really, really fast. And you're going to massage your eyebrows, your foreheads, your temples, releasing any stress. And rub your hands again. And put a big smile on your face. And sweep off your arms any stress off your body. There you go. Welcome back.
Just want to take a moment to enjoy the nothing.
The sweet nothing.
The sweet nothing. Wow. Well, that was amazing. That really was. I know for everyone watching this, on behalf of myself and ConsciousVitality.com, my name is Erai Beckmann. You've just had the opportunity to experience Michele Labelle and Anurag Gupta, the hosts of Sweet Nothing, a retreat that's coming up in Brew Creek Center on November the 16th to the 18th, 2012. If you have the opportunity, feel free to register at regonline.ca/Sweet Nothing. I just want to take the time to thank you, Anurag and Michele, for all the work that you're doing to help our viewers and listeners, if you're listening to the audio, live their utmost blissful lives. Like our goal here with Conscious Vitality is to live your true life's purpose with vitality and with awareness. And you just helped us create greater vitality and awareness in this interview. So thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
And thank you very much for viewing this as well. this is ConsciousVitality.com, the Erai Beckmann Show. My name is Erai Beckmann, and I hope that today can be your most blissful day ever. Be well.